appropriators and Congressman funders. Yeah, we have the money. So Congressman Wilson is very involved in securing America. And the best way to secure America is to have good partners. And the best way to have a good partner is to have a military that's loyal to the people, not to a particular sect within the people. And Hezbollah is not loyal to the people. Hezbollah's agenda is not Lebanon's agenda. Hezbollah has an agenda inconsistent with you thriving and surviving. So I think you as a people, the Lebanese people, overwhelmingly want a better future. They want a future where the Palestinian militias are disarmed. They want a future where Hezbollah is disarmed, and that the people carrying arms are the Lebanese army. The Lebanese army is trusted to take care of everybody's interests regardless of sect. If you can pull that off, that would be the biggest accomplishment in modern history of Lebanon. This is a challenge. Iran is its weakest. Iran is up to no good, but their capability is tremendously diminished. You have an opening here. Saudi Arabia is openly talking about maybe one day having a relationship with Israel. I hope that day will come. So my advice, when Israel leaves the 5 points, that really, the discussion is what happens when Lebanon decides to disarm Hezbollah. Then you talk to Israel. Once Hezbollah has been disarmed by the people of Lebanon, transferring power from militias to the Lebanese military through the people, through the political process, then you'll have a different conversation with Israel. I'm going to Israel pretty soon. It's all talk until something changes. Israel's never going to look at Lebanon differently until you do something different, and that is disarm the enemy of the Israeli people. Hezbollah has American blood on its hands, has Israeli blood on its hands, has Lebanese blood on its hands. So don't ask me any questions about what Israel's going to do until you disarm Hezbollah. If you disarm Hezbollah, we'll have a good conversation. If you don't, it's a meaningless conversation.
Thank you, Senator. I have a question. This is Susan Hidamus from the Washington Post. So would you please explain to us what is the Trump economic zone? People are wondering, is it an area that, what is it? How can you explain it, please?
I'll let my Republican colleagues answer that. I'm the Democrat in the group.
Well, she's very valuable. I'll let these two guys talk about the economic. It's to make sure that people have the capability to feed their family and, secure the area that's in question. If you take a contested area and make it stable, that's good for Lebanon, that's good for Israel. I think President Trump, through Tom and Morgan, have a plan to create stability along the border. I'll let them talk about that. But the one thing I forgot to mention is a defense agreement. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the biggest change in the history of Lebanon. And why am I talking about it? How many nations have a defense agreement with the United States? Very few. NATO, we have Article 5 commitment, but the number of nations that America is willing to go to war for is very few. Why did I mention Lebanon being in that group? You have one thing going for you that is very valuable to me, religious diversity. Christianity is under siege in the Mideast. Christians are being slaughtered and run out of all over the region, except here. And so what I am going to tell my colleagues, and Jean has been great, why don't we invest in defending religious diversity in the Mideast? Why don't we have a relationship with Lebanon where we would actually defend what you're doing? I think it's in America's interest to defend religious diversity, whether you're Druze or Alawite or Christian or whatever. The idea that America may one day have a defense agreement with Lebanon changes Lebanon unlike any single thing I could think of. And why am I pushing this idea? Because I want to defend religious diversity. I want those who want to destroy religious diversity to understand your days are numbered.
Thank you so much. The next question, please.
Welcome to Lebanon.
Thank you.
Have you been informed by President Aoun about the military plan that the government will approve to disarm?
What we discussed is that there will be a plan forthcoming in the next week or so is the proposed date, and we look forward to seeing that. Next question.
Mr. Graham. Mr. Graham?
Yes.
Yes. In which way you believe that the Prime Minister, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, will help Lebanon to disarm Hezbollah if Lebanon has to do all the steps first?
Well, if I were the Israeli Prime Minister, I would be looking at Lebanon differently after Hezbollah was disarmed by the Lebanese people. That's your decision. Why do you need Israel to tell you to disarm Hezbollah? That's not Israel's decision. That's yours decision. Whether they withdraw or not, it depends on what you do. So don't tell me anymore, we're not going to disarm Hezbollah until Israel does something. If that's the model, you're going to fail. The reason you disarm Hezbollah, because it's best for you. This country is going backward, not forward, if you don't follow through with disarming the Palestinians and Hezbollah and making the Lebanese army the central repository of arms for the nation. If you don't do that, you're going nowhere. Saudi Arabia is not coming here unless you do that.
All right, now, next question.
Okay, thank you so much. Our next question is going to go here to...
Hello. In parallel with the military and political pressures on Lebanon, what has Israel implemented from the ceasefire agreement?
Again, we're not going to address questions about what Israel's doing because I haven't been part of those discussions.
What has Israel implemented from the ceasefire agreement?
The Senator has already responded to that question. We'll do one more question for this delegation, and then we'll move on.
I'm not part of those discussions, so I'm not going to speak to them.
We know the Lebanese army have the will to disarm Hezbollah. At least they are putting a plan on the table. But they need support, financial and logistics.
Yes.
Did you talk about this today?
We did talk about that. We talked about the importance of equipment and training for the LAF. We talked about the budget process. As Senator Graham said, he and I are both appropriators. In fact, Senator Graham chairs the committee in the Senate that provides the funding for foreign assistance and foreign affairs. I'm also on the Armed Services Committee. We talked about the importance of continuing to support the LAF in this effort and what the United States can help to do.
Yeah, I didn't come here for my health. I came here because there's an opportunity I've been told about through Morgan and Tom. They're here because the president wants them here. We all see Lebanon as at a point of change. We're here to tell you that we're buying into that change, that we support what you're trying to do, that if you do make an effort to disarm Hezbollah, we'll be there trying to help. We'll try to help your military. We'll try to help your economy. We think that's the right thing for you to do, and it benefits the entire region. If you're able to pull this off, Saudi Arabia will look at you differently. If you're able to pull it off, Israel will look at you differently. If you're able to pull this off, there'll be a groundswell of support in Washington to help your economy and to help your military. The biggest challenge you have is what we're talking about here. I came here because people who've been working this file